He got dirt tattooed on his right forearm, D-I-R-T. He used to be a NASCAR fan till we lost, D-A-L-E. But on Saturday night with all his redneck friends, as far as you could see, sitting in the grandstand screaming out, let's get dirty. 10,000 race fans loud and proud, screaming, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Let's get down. We gonna watch them good old boys go round and round. Let's get dirty. Let's get down. Line them up. Let's get crunk. Let's get down.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Boomtown Speedway for the Street Stock Series. We've already been over all the rules, the scoring, and introduced the team, so tonight we're just going to go straight into the racing action. All of the cars and drivers are lined up at the tech shed waiting to be inspected to start tonight's racing action. Dirt track racing is quick paced and very, very fast. Well, so is this video. We're going to get through it as quick as we can. So let's head down trackside to our Grand Marshal, Ted Plunkett, who will start off tonight's race in action. So there it is, one of the sweetest sounds in the world. Let's go over the lineup for this first heat race. Starting on the pole in the number 77 Chevy is Donovan Kenyon. On his outside in the number 81 Ford, it's Keith Filipiak. Starting on the inside of row 2 in the number 2, it's Deuce. Outside row 2 in the number 35 Chevy, it's Herb Parker. Row 3 in the number 41 Ford, Buddy Throwing Sparks. Finally, in the number 18 Ford, Robert Filipiak. So without further ado, let's head down to the track and wait for the flagman to drop the green. number 35, Herb Parker, and number 2 of Deuce will move on to the feature race. Here we are, ready to start heat race number 2. Starting on the pole in the number 4 Dodge, Chad Daddy G Garon. And starting to his outside in the number 7 Dodge, it's Mopar Mac McIntosh. And starting on the inside, row 2, in the number 61 Chevy, it's Remy 12 Gauge Morgan. And in the P4 position, in the number 74 Dodge, it's Marquista. And starting on the inside of row 3, in the number 9 Pontiac, Adam Crazy Canuck Hutchins. And lastly, starting at the tail end of the field, in the number 16 Ford, Darrell Alexander. There they are. Moving on from heat race number 2 to the feature. Daddy G in the number 4 Dodge and Marquista in the number 74 Dodge. Here it is, heat number 3. Starting P1, Derek Doc Reapy. Outside pole, number 10, Biff Kirby Sr. Inside row number 2, Andy Flying McBrien. Outside row 2, number 28, Thomas Filippiak. Starting inside row 3, number 1, Rusty Wheeler. And pulling up the tail end of the pack is number 12, Bob Stoner.
He never lost his touch when he got under a hood. He knew how to make 'em run. He knew one day he would see his name in Victory Lane and engraved on that cup, just like all them other crazy fools are racing in their blood. He'd put me on his lap when he'd drive and I'd take the wheel, and he'd say, "What do you think about that, son? How does she feel? You just wait till them little legs get long enough to reach the gas. Once you put her on the floor one time, there ain't no turning back." Every Saturday he'd take me out to the garage. He'd take an empty bucket, fill it full of engine parts. He'd sit me down and pour them out in front of me on the floor. I'd have to tell him what each one was and what each one was for. We'd jump in his old car and go down to the race that night. He'd tell me what each driver was doing wrong, what each one did right. He could always pick the winner before they ever took a curve. Number 3 might have the car, but 43's got the nerve. But before I turned 18, Daddy said, "Now pretty soon you'll be old enough to race, but I'm gonna leave it up to you." Taught you all about it, taught you everything I know. You gotta have a car to do it, and you gotta work and buy your own. That I bought was a Mustang number 2. Nobody kept them any longer than they kept a pair of shoes. They started showing up at every used car lot in town. A V8 on a go-kart, easy terms, no money down. Me and Daddy and my uncle took her home and we tore her down. Checked her out real good, cleaned her up and bored her out. Took out all the seats, pulled the carpet off the floor, knocked out all the glass, then we welded up the doors. Well, the first time that I raced, my qualifying was a shame. I started out way in the back and came back about the same.
And there you have it, number 12 of the unstoppable Sneaky Bob and the number 27 of the agile Flying McBrien move on to the feature race.
See, it ain't about the money or even being number 1. You gotta know when it's all over you did the
Here we go. B main race number 1, starting on the pole is the number 88 of Derek Doc Repeat. To his outside, the number 81 Ford of Flip Filipiak. Starting inside row 2, Keith's father, Robert Filipiak, in the number 18 Ford. And to his outside, the number 61 of Remy 12 gauge. Starting inside row 3, number 10, Biff Kirby Sr. And to his outside, his teammate, number 1, Rusty Wheeler. number 88, Derek Doc Reapy will bring real fast racing into the feature race. The cars are now lined up for B main number 2. Starting on the pole, number 41, Buddy Throwing Sparks. Starting second, number 7, Matt Mopar Mac McIntosh. In third, number 16, Daryl Alexander. To his outside, the number 28, Thomas Filipiak. Starting fifth, number 77, Donovan Gray Wizard Kenyon. And starting in sixth, number 9, Adam Crazy Canuck Hutchins. Wow, and just like that, number 7, Mopar Mac will take the final transfer spot to the feature.
This is the feature race.
Alright, let's head down to the grid and go over the lineup for tonight's race. Starting P1, winner of tonight's heat race number 1, number 35, Herb Parker. Starting outside row 1, winner of the second heat race, car number 4, Chad Daddy G Garan. Starting on the inside of row number 2, car number 2, finished second place in the first heat race, it's Dude. Starting on the outside of row 2, car number 74, the second place finisher, heat race number 2, it's Marquista. Starting on the inside of row number 3, winner of heat race number 3, it's number 12, Sneaky Bob Stoner. Starting P6, by virtue of his second place finish in the third heat race, is number 27, Andy Flyin' McBrien. And starting on the inside of row number 4, by virtue of winning B main race number 1, is number 7, Mopar Mac McIntosh. And last, but certainly not least, winner of B main race number 2, it's number 88, Derek Doc Reapy.
You drive like you're in a tank and you take with the way you're changing lane. No wonder you bang to, maybe you should hang up. To us right, to us right, to us right now. Pull it over to the right.
So this was it, final lap. Bob Stoner gets it done. He drives straight through, straight as an arrow. Nothing could stop him from getting this win. Martista got relegated to the rear when Matt McIntosh made his move to get to the front, and Andy Flying McBrien tried to do it again on the last lap and drive through the carnage, but it just wasn't possible. It was just too big a mess. And here's your winner, Sneaky Bob Stoner! So, let's take a look at the points after the first week of racing. After the first race in the series, Sneaky Bob Stoner of Vapor Racing has a 3-point lead over Derek Doc Reapy of Real Fast Racing. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch our event and hope you enjoy the races to come. This is Mike Phillips signing off, and remember, we'll see you at the races.
Roll through the pit gate, pit pass paid. Bubba done called, said he got a spot saved. Lil Dave said that he drew a 35, probably gonna put him third row inside. Hey, it's still sloppy on the bottom, hit him on the high side, I guarantee you got him. I'm like, dude, I'm on the outside pole, looking like another W for K-Mo. All cars to pack the track, better see mud or you're starting in the back. I don't think so, lady. The chrome arrows too clean for y'all, baby. Call my heat to the stage and lane, turning them heads when they hear my name. Everybody knows that I came to